name's Stan Pouncey. Yeah, and I've been homeless now for about 3 years. I have family in Oakland and East Palo Alto, and I went through a divorce about 3 years ago. That's what happened, and became addicted to drugs and alcohol. And, went to jail several times, through the process of that, and now it's like really hard to get an apartment or a place to stay because of my record, for different things. I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah, so it's really hard now that I've got a record to get an apartment or anything, you know what I'm saying? So now if I get an apartment, I have to move in with somebody, and then I can't really be put on a lease because of my record. It's not no rape or nothing like that. It's just having a criminal felony record sometimes, they won't let you rent. So it's kind of difficult, a lot of people want to let me stay, but then they find out that I can't be put on the lease, so therefore I end up back on homeless again. I'm working with a couple of projects and stuff, downtown San Francisco, which has a lot of resources to do that, to help me expunge my record. That way I can get into an apartment, but it takes time. It takes some waiting lists on some things that's really too long to even explain, and then other things, it's just the process itself takes a lot of time. So it's like in between those two things, you end up stuck, in this environment. Then the police, when you're out here living, they don't want you to set up camps, they don't want you to live in this area, they don't want you to live in that area, and versus, and then the people that you're living around, they assume that you're a criminal, or you're doing drugs, or you're a prostitute, everything negative besides trying to have some places to live, and not be bothered, you know what I mean? And it's like other elements, homeless people, that do those things that make the people that don't do those things, just like everywhere else, probably even your own life. You have people that don't do things and do things, and people that do things make you look like, So, I feel it's going to be okay, I'll get through it, through the process of doing all these different organizations and helping.
You come out here a lot to move out?
Well, not really. I just moved back to here about 3-4 days ago. We've been bouncing. There are churches and stuff that come down and feed. I don't know if they come to this specific area, but they go down to 16th and Mission, and they get food and stuff and toiletries and stuff like that out, here and there on the weekends. I see. But all that helps. All that's really helpful. And it's just the stigmatism of homeless people are out to bother the local community. We are still the community. We just don't have an address. A lot of us feel so downtrodden by the process of, like I was saying, all the organizations, then the line that you have to stand in to get to the front to even do the process is really discouraging. And then it's, but it's, it's a lot of people out homeless, for different reasons. Some of them choose, some of them don't choose. Like I said, once you get a criminal record, sometimes that'll expunge you from getting places. The SORs work with you on that stuff if you're trying to, do, like I said, the different programs that they have for you to bounce all over town and do. So it's like, it's a good process, but it's just
A process.
It's a process. It's a long process in some cases.
You can?
Yes, I have a son who's in Utah. No mother, I don't have no child support present. But yeah, it's just a process. The best way I can say it, and if anything out there that can be helped is like, just come down and try to hand out toiletries or food, or come talk, or if you have any resources, come let people know. Even Oakland, from here to Oakland, the resources I believe need to start connecting up and say, okay, well, if you can't do it, why don't you go down here and see if they can get it, because they just got through telling us that they got a grant for this or that and that. But if you go to Oakland, you think, oh man, I didn't even know all this stuff was over here. Or they come over to Frisco, they're like, I didn't even know all that was over here. So it's like the resources themselves need to connect with each other and start, helping the people that need the help. Besides, Oakland's just going to do for Oakland, or San Jose just going to do for San Jose, and vice versa. Because they told me I couldn't even get into a shelter if I'm not a San Jose resident. How am I going to be a San Jose resident? I'm homeless from San Francisco. I need a place to stay. You know, go get a place in San Francisco or go to a place in San Jose and come home to get a job. It doesn't make sense. You know, I'm going to be a resident of some place and I'm not a resident anywhere because I don't have